everyone, it's Malia Khaleesi here, and welcome to the All is Self podcast. I have a guest for you today. Today, we are going to have lots of fun. I woke up this morning with the empowering bug. I came into a lot of conversations with people who know about my journey on my way to becoming a physician. And the one thing with the young women that I have learned is that there are stumbling blocks along the way that is getting in the way of them manifesting their desires, whether it means to go back to school, to do whatever it is that they like, cosmetology, dentistry. Believe it or not, some females even want to be mechanics, right? So the stars the limit with that. So I have one of my special guests today, the beautiful, beautiful Dr. Erika Henderson. She and I actually attend the very same institution. We will leave the name out of that because I'm not getting a check for that. Yeah, no check is coming through. So I brought her on because not only is she just my girl, she's gorgeous beyond compare. She has a beautiful family. And what I like about Erica is that she balanced motherhood and becoming a physician, right? Becoming a doctor of chiropractic. And it is not only inspiring, but I have her on here to really give you the techniques and the tools because I'm all about solutions, right? We can point out problems all day, but if there's no solution to the problem, what's the point, right? We listen to these podcasts and these YouTube videos because we're looking and searching for something, right? So we want answers to our problems. So without further ado, Miss Erica is going to give us Dr. Erica. Let's correct that, okay? Let's correct that. We worked hard for that credential, baby. Let us correct that, Doctor Erica Henderson. Welcome to the All is Self podcast.
Yes,
We're
thank
so happy to have you.
you.
First of all, Erica, before we even begin, could you give us a snippet of what your life was like before you embarked on that journey?
So before the no name school,
Mhm.
I was at another no name school in Orlando, and there I had a long journey. Before that, I went to Florida A&M University. I went to Brevard Community College after that because my dad got sick, and I moved back home from Tallahassee to take care of him. A few years after that, my dad passed away while I was still in school, and I dropped out of college. 2 years went by. I had about 3 jobs for those 2 years. I got super, super sick, and basically ended up going back to school anyway. And I knew that's what my dad wanted was for me to finish. So when I went back to school, I got my 4 year degree in 2 more semesters. And so
Mm.
I finished in 2 semesters, and then that last semester I was at my undergrad. I met a guy who was actually 3 quarters ahead of me at our alma mater, and he told me about our school in our capstone class. I went on a tour like that following week, and I applied the following week after that, got in, and then I started like the next 6 months after that. But that was my journey before us going to
Correct. Okay.
school. Yep.
Yeah. So you knew what you wanted to do, but you didn't tap into that as yet. But
Yeah.
do you see how the doors were opened for you to meet certain things at certain times?
Yep.
You
It was
know, and
crazy.
yeah, it's really, and when you think about it, it's really not crazy. That's just the synchronicities. That's just the vibration that you were aligned with that opened those doors for you. But here in the West, people call it miracles. They call it coincidences. And
Yep.
we know that the universe is vast, right? There's just magic everywhere. So that's great. So can you transition us into attending that college and deciding, making the decision to become a physician? Can you transition from getting, once you're done with your undergrad, where are you now?
So undergrad, I didn't go to school after graduation for about, I want to say, 9 months. And craziest thing is, right after my capstone class, I found out that I was pregnant. with my first baby, Junior.
Mhm.
And so when I graduated, I was about 4.5, 5 months along, and then I had him that January, and then I started our school in April.
Mhm.
So, but before that, I wasn't working. I was lost, honestly, and trying to work different jobs while pregnant. And I had to hide my pregnancy from certain people because I knew they wouldn't hire me if they found out. So
Isn't it sad though? Isn't it sad that this
there was,
society pushes us to make these kind of decisions just for us to survive? I
yes,
mean, you're pregnant with a newborn, no job, and just trying to make your way into the world. These are the challenges, isn't it?
yep.
That you
So
just come up with. Yeah.
I was about 7 months along when I got a new job, and I had to hide my belly. Luckily, with
Lord,
boys,
Erica, how are you hiding 7 months in a belly?
I
How are
know,
you
right?
doing
That's
that?
why I said with the boys,
Cha.
I think I got away with it because I wasn't carrying high. So
Ah,
I was
okay.
carrying really low, so I wore like shirts that like held over the belly,
Yeah.
like ruffles. So you was just like, oh, she got a little gut. Like nobody ever asked. You know what I mean? Because you don't ask.
And you went on
So
an interview 7 months pregnant and they did not figure that out?
nope, not until they
What
hired.
the heck? That's what you call being cloaked, girl. That's the, that's what you
The
call
one,
being cloaked.
the one person that knew after I got hired, I had worked for like 3 weeks and I had kept using the bathroom. And she was like, you going to the bathroom a lot. I was like, well, look, like you're my manager. I want to be.
I want to be honest with
I'm
you.
pregnant right now. She was like,
Yeah.
what? 7 months when I hired you? I was like, yeah, you didn't notice? I was like, please don't fire me. I need this job.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow. Okay, so and then you had the baby?
Yeah, so I had Junior in January. Crazy birth. I still
Mhm.
I still think about it. I have PTSD from that experience. Um,
Oh
but
boy.
yeah, that's a whole nother story there. But had him. He was in the NICU for about 13 days at Winnie Palmer, and then not too long after that, he got out. It was just like a roller coaster ride of him trying to get him to gain weight, making sure he was
Mm.
on the road to being developmentally sound because of the
Mhm.
birth that he had. Like it was just a bunch of different things, and then getting unsolicited advice from every single person you know, family or not. It just
Mhm.
it just added more stress
Yeah. Yeah.
overall experience.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah,
Wow. And to keep yourself sane during that period, I'm taking it in increments. Can you share anything that you did as far as self care at that time to really keep you on the straight and narrow and to keep you focused? Basically, you have a newborn job, just trying to keep you. Can you give us maybe one or two ideas or tips that you did just as you make your journey along that path?
so I always took time for myself. Like it sounds selfish at first, especially as a new mom. Like when people would tell me, "Oh, make sure you take time out for yourself," I'd be like, "Bro, I got my baby. I don't need time for myself. I got him. I'm
Mhm.
taking care of him." But then it came to a point where I started just. It was like I never had time to think about me or do anything for me. That once I started, like it was like I was walking around like this, and then
Mm.
noticing I was like, wow, like I'm bugging. Like I need to go somewhere and relax. And
Yeah.
I just started forcing myself to pull away for an hour at a time at first, and then I'd up it to 2 hours. And even if it was just a walk down the block, like I get out. That was my way of getting peace and
Mhm.
knowing that my mom was there watching my son. Like I knew he was in good hands, so it made it even better because I had somebody that I could trust.
Yeah,
That
so you had the
I,
assistance. Boy, we love mamas, don't we?
right. So
Yeah.
that's like the main thing is make sure you take time for yourself as a new mom, as a person. Period. If you like,
Mhm.
there's times now where like with my two boys, if I have to go to the bathroom, I'm gonna lock them out because I don't want them screaming and in my face
Yeah.
the time I'm using the bathroom. Like, I just give me 2 minutes. Like, it's just
Mhm.
number one. Like, just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But like, if it's in the morning, sometimes if they want to,
Yeah.
like, this is your funeral. If you want to come in here with me, bro, like that's fine. We can have confidence. But
I
if it's like
know.
one number one, I take a second. I lock them out. I take my moment, and I'm like,
Mhm.
just let me enjoy this.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
go back out, and I'm like, all right, let's get back to it.
yeah, yeah. You do need those pauses
Absolutely.
intermittently throughout the day, I would imagine, because not only, you got energies all around you. You got to deal with all of this all around you all
Yeah,
the
all
time.
girl. The dog there, the kids be in there. I'm like 4 people in front of me, and I'm on the toilet. I'm like, bro, come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It happens. It happens.
Go watch Hot Wheels.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So now that you're kind of sort of making your way to our school, and what prompted you to go on that path? Walk us through making the decision to go to our school and deciding that's what you wanted to do with your life.
So initially, when I met Dr. Evan, he's the one that I met in my capstone class. I was looking
Mhm.
at physical therapy schools. So I was going to go to the University of
Mm,
Augustine. I was looking at UCF for physical therapy. Like I was looking at a bunch of different schools in Florida in order to go, like, get it done the shortest way possible and then get into the program.
mhm.
So when I was looking around, there was like a year or two of prerequisites that I had to get just to do physical therapy at all the institutions almost.
I hear that a lot, Erica. I hear that
It's
a lot,
crazy.
even at our school, that to get into that DPT program, it's bananas. Because I was looking at that before that as well. And I was looking at Nova. I was like,
I
no,
looked at Nova too. Nova Southeastern.
no.
Yeah. And one of my friends actually from high school graduated from there, and they tried to, like, they basically tried to screw him, and he almost didn't graduate because he got into a car accident. But he was
Mm.
able to finagle it, and like there were, I'll tell you about that later. But he graduated.
Okay.
He
Okay, good. Good for him. Good for him. He beat that system. Good for
he
him.
lawsuit and then graduated.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. All right. So
But
you decided to go to
yeah.
our school.
Yes. So after
Yeah.
that, once I saw that it was like gonna be so difficult to get in, I started asking around, like like I started like what's gonna be my alternative? Like PT was my
Oh, did we
uh-oh.
lose Erica? Okay, did we lose you,
Uh-oh.
Erica?
Sorry, yeah, my
That's okay.
somebody was calling my phone.
Okay, okay, okay. Go ahead.
Sorry.
That's all right.
But I don't even know how do I put it on do not disturb. I don't even
That'll
know.
that'll be in your settings. I'll teach you how to do that.
Okay, my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
but yeah, shoot, I forgot what I was saying. So I was looking for alternatives for the PT program, and I couldn't find any. So I just started asking people. I'm like, everybody in here with me is about to graduate. What are y'all finna do? So, and then
Yeah.
that was when the Dr. Evan, me and him were study buddies, but I had never like fully talked to him. It was just like if you don't show up, I'm gonna sign you in. If I don't show up, you sign me in. That's our friendship. Like, you know what I mean? So, and then towards the end, I was like, what are you about to do?
Yeah.
Sorry, garbage truck passing. Sorry.
That's okay.
But yeah, so he told me, he was like, oh, I'm going to such and such, and I was like, well, what is that? And he was like, oh, it's a chiropractic school, and I was like, where is it, in Georgia? And he was like, no, it's in Florida, and I was like, where is that? So
Mm-hmm.
I just started asking him questions. I
Gotcha.
found it after that. I like right then and there Googled it, looked it up, went back home, talked to my husband about it. I was like, yo, this is an option. What do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, let's just schedule a tour. Let's go. Scheduled a tour and then got in. But the only thing that I would say that when I got into the school, super excited, super happy because I found out how hard it was to actually get in. But then when we started, COVID.
Right at
So
right at the start.
my quarter class was the official COVID class. Like we started when everything went online. There was nobody on campus, no teachers, no nothing. Like everything, all the
Shut down.
neurophysiology, neuroanatomy,
Shut
cardio
down.
physiology, everything.
Shut down.
What's his name? What's the one that the monotone teacher? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
So
Let's leave the name out of that. Yeah.
all online.
Girl. Girl.
7:30 in the morning online. And then and mind you, Junior was not in daycare. So I was in class with
Mm.
him online all day, every day.
Oh man.
So if I had to get in on like video and talk to the professor, he
Correct.
saw my boob down here,
Ah,
and I'm like this talking. So in tutoring, we had tutoring for biochemistry. You best believe I was in tutoring, but Junior was in tutoring too. Junior was in tutoring. All my classmates that were in my study groups with me up until until people started falling off my
yeah.
study groups, people knew everybody knew who Junior was because Junior was in class with me every day,
Mm-hmm.
all day.
Mm-hmm.
The only
Mm-hmm.
time he wasn't with me was when I was doing quizzes and exams
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
OSCEs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. So how did that work
Teddy
out
bear
for us?
OSCEs.
Okay, okay. I
Teddy
was about
bears.
to ask you, how did Oskies work out and you being online for this program? Because now, for those of us listening, this is a doctorate program. This is not your associate's degree. This is master's, doctorate. I mean, you're
And
in
it's
class,
quick.
and it's quick. It's accelerated. What is a 4 year program is jammed into 3 years. Okay. I just want to put that out there for those of you listening who's not on the video podcasting with us. That is what Erica
Right.
is explaining, you know? So,
So,
being a mother and doing what she needed to go through these classes
yeah,
and also to fulfill all the requirements before moving on to the next at that time quarters,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, you just had to do whatever it is that you had to do. Now, could you tell me if there any frustration that set in because we know being in person is not the same as an online tutoring. I had my share of that when I started for the first 3 quarters and I damn near lost my mind.
We did it
I don't,
for almost six. Like
I
it
don't
was
know.
like the first 4 quarters for sure, and
Yeah.
then it was like one or two after that where we were like half and half. I don't know if you remember, we were like half and
Yeah.
half one
Yeah.
quarter because
Mhm.
it was like
Mhm.
COVID Delta came out or something. It
Yeah.
was like a new
Yeah.
strain.
On your strain,
So it
yeah.
was like everybody freaked out again. It was
Mhm.
optional to come on campus, but it was like, bro, everybody's coming to campus. We're at a chiropractic holistic school.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah,
coming.
exactly. 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 Exactly.
Yeah.
So you were dealing with that and then transition us into now you're able to come to class. Now you're in
Yes.
school.
So, yep. So with me going to class, there was a lot on the back end of that with my kid
Mhm.
because initially I had some things lined up to where I was going to have help at home for the
Okay.
days that I was going to be in school. And then that help ended up not coming through. And I had to find other plans.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now,
So
okay.
so with that, I had to figure out a way to get assistance with the state, and I had to do that in order to make ends meet because I couldn't work. And so that was a way for me to be able to pay for daycare while being a student. And Junior was in daycare at 6 months in order for me to keep going to school. And it was hard. It was really hard thinking back because I'm just like he couldn't talk. I'm sending him to this school. I don't know these people. I'm just reading
Mhm.
reviews and
Mhm.
praying that this is a good place for him and they're not going to hurt him. And
Mhm.
I'm calling every day, getting updates. I'm picking him up as soon as I can. But it was like eventually I had to learn how to let go of that anxiety in order to focus at school because I could not focus for nothing at school. I
Yeah.
was like always in my head. But when I got home, it was like I was already used to having him there when I was studying anyway. So it was like I just doubled up when
Yeah.
I got
Yeah.
home.
Yeah.
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 So but I mean,
Wow.
I worked it. It was frustrating. It was definitely frustrating. It
Mhm.
had its ups and downs. It just as a mom more so. Like as a student, I just did it as it came. Like that's always how I've been. Like, and I'm a very bad procrastinator, but I do better under pressure.
Mhm. There's
So
some people like that,
yeah,
There's
so it
some
was
people
like
that perform very well under pressure, and you throw
Yeah.
every and anything at them and they just keep going. They just
Yep.
keep going, just keep
Yeah,
going, you know?
so I'm one of those people. It was like 3 days in it. Like if I'm already studying for exams and stuff and studying the material, but if
Yeah,
I find out there's an exam and we got 2 weeks to study, I'm gonna study it like
got you. Got
3 to
you.
4 days before the exam, and then I'm
Sure.
cramming. But that
Got
was
you.
basically how I was able to work it and balance it too. Like I was organized and like tried to balance both, but you have to prioritize and organize like at the same time. Like you can never
Right.
really split them up. You got to just do both.
Right, right, right. Okay, so for any now for those of us listening on the podcast, this applies to anything. Don't think because we're doctors that this only deals with people who are in the medical field. This means if you want to be a cosmetologist, this means if you want to be an insurance broker, this means if you want to be a real estate agent, whatever career path that you decide on doing, this applies because you are going to have challenges, right, Erica? You are going
Yes.
to have things that just come up. And like your babysitter just at the 11th hour said, "Oh no, I can't make it." Now, whether you had a plan B or not, even if you did have one, all of a sudden now plan B just doesn't exist.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're back to the drawing board. I mean, it's just one after the other. So I don't want to give you guys the idea that this is not doable. It's just that you're going to have obstacles in the way, and if you persist in wanting to do what you want, a way will be made clear, right?
Right.
Oh, it'll fizz out at some point. A way will be made clear. And
Yep.
I also say that this also challenges your character. Do you just give up? Do you just like, oh snap, one or two things don't work out and boom.
Yeah, I
So
know.
so
You
just
can't you
keep
can't give
you
up that
can't.
easily
You can't. And I can
at
tell
all.
Erica that you are a hustler. So whatever was
Yeah.
in front of you, just push through. You know that kind
Well,
of a
I
way?
don't know if you know. Well, no, you do know because you were there. I was pregnant at school.
Yes, I
And I had
remember.
I had Eli in quarter 8. That was like the hardest
Girl, let me tell
quarter.
you about that. When I saw you and I said she is pregnant at school. In my mind, I'm like, how in the hell is this happening? How
Girl,
in the hell is this
me too.
happening? And then one day, like how you pass each other in the courtyard, you move from building to building, class to class. Hey,
Yeah.
Erica, what's going on, girl? Girl, look at you. Look at. And then I looked at you one day. I was just like, Erica gonna have this baby right now. Erica gonna because Erica, you were ready.
Oh, girl, I know.
And me with my OB experience to the point I was like, Erica, you are very low.
I know.
Okay. I mean, it's like if you laugh too much, I'm afraid your water is just gonna
Go
say,
break.
that's it. And then we have a situation on campus.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I
literally.
mean, I mean, shit. If that's where life wants to come through, and that's what the divine wants, so be it, man. I'll be on my knees, there, tower. I'll be shooing all these people if their negativity away. I'm like, we have a
Yep.
baby coming through this realms. Can you all just back out? Because
Right.
I'd be with all my doula services. I'm ready to go. Let's get this thing
Yeah.
on and
Oh, I didn't
somebody.
know that.
Oh yeah, somebody call the ambulance just if in case we need them because I ain't got no tools to cut your umbilical cord. I ain't got. I'll
Right.
be ready, Erica. I was ready. And then all of
But
a
they
sudden,
would joke about that too. They were like, "What if you give birth in wet lab?" I was like,
you see, they're not ready,
"Oh,
Erica. They're not ready. You're not ready. But I don't go around campus advertising that I'm a doula.
yeah,
I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But if it came to that, Erica,
you
and
be
if
there."
I heard the ruckus, I'm on my let's go. Can somebody get me some towels from the active care room? Can we do something?
Right,
I be putting people out on feelers. I need this from this room, this from that
right.
room. Can you?
Put them in, tell
Because
them
by
do
that
something.
time, I already know where everything's at. Yeah, like, can you go get me this? I need 8 towels from so and so. Can you go get me a bucket from so and so? I'm
Right.
ready. I work with whatever we have until the whoever it is, paramedics, ambulance got there if we needed that, because we do need to check the newborn out when that happens. But
Right.
then
Yeah.
one day I just did not see you, and Erica, I swear to you, I was coming from the cafeteria and I opened the door where I would normally see you in the courtyard. And then I hadn't seen you for a while. I said, Erica had the
It's it.
baby.
Yep.
Erica had the baby. And can you walk us through when you had that second baby and now you're in the middle of classes and coming back to school? Because you were only gone for what, 2 or 3 weeks? How long were you? 2 weeks. I remember. I remember. So can you walk us through that? You brave woman, you.
so so basically, like this. Oh, actually, this is actually where I learned the power of manifesting. Is
Mm.
throughout that process is
Let's get into that, girl. Let's get into that. That's the tea. Let's the sauce right
yeah.
now.
So the start of quarter 8, I knew I was gonna have him at some point. I just didn't know if it was gonna be around midterms or around finals.
Got you.
So in my head, I had already heard classmates talking about, "Oh, you're not gonna be able to get your white coat." Challenge accepted. Like that was like all I needed to hear was somebody. I just needed one to doubt me, and it
Yeah.
was one person that was in my study group
Uh-huh.
that was like, "You're not gonna be able to get your white coat." I said, "Oh, watch me.
You know
I'm
what?
gonna give
That's
birth and I'm gonna get
girl,
my white
time out,
coat."
girl, time out. That's a Neville Goddard technique. Okay. I don't know if you know anything about Neville Goddard. That's a manifesting technique. And
Oh
what he
God.
teaches is that despite what is said to you, despite external circumstances, it's
Oh
called the
man.
law of assumption. You
It was like my
you
whole body went. Whew.
Yes,
You think what?
you decree what's going to happen. You say what's going to happen as it is going to happen,
Yeah.
despite what doubting Thomas, doubting Thomas told you you're not going to be able to.
Doubting Teresa.
Doubting Teresa, yeah.
Yeah.
And yes, the power of manifestation. Come
Yeah.
on, girl, you go
Yeah.
ahead. Let us
Yeah.
continue.
So,
Hallelujah.
but in that, when as soon as that person said that, I went, "Oh, you think?" I said,
Mm,
"Okay,
mm,
girl, I'm gonna
mm,
come back, and I'm gonna give birth, and I'm gonna get my
mm,
white coat
mm,
on you."
mm,
Oh,
mm.
just watch. So 2 weeks, literally 2 weeks after that, I had already been in communication with my professors, like, "Hey, you see me? I'm gonna give birth. What can we have in line to where I can still pass this class? Because I don't want to fall off." That's
Right.
all I kept saying to them. And I communicated it very clearly with all of them. And
Hmm.
all of them were so that's I like that was one thing I could never like I probably wouldn't have been able to do it without the help of my professors and them being so understanding was
Hmm.
because as soon as I told them they were like, "Oh, I have kids too. I
Hmm.
got you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just keep talking to me, communicate with me so we can keep everything
Yes.
going."
Yes.
So while
Yes.
I was out of school, I was still getting assignments. I was still on Brightspace. I was doing all the stuff.
Ah.
I was doing everything they were doing. They just thought I wasn't present. So the days that I wasn't able to be there, I
Mm.
still had a doctor's. I had a medical excuse to not be in school, and it was exempt. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I didn't get penalized for being absent those days. I stayed current with the work. There was one class that I would say that gave me a run for my money, and it was the radio diagnosis and X-ray imaging, setting them up. So I know those were the hardest ones for me that quarter. Radio die, I passed with a C, and then X-ray imaging, I had to take an SRE for that one. But I was like, it didn't matter. It
Yeah.
didn't matter because it was like one thing after another. It was like I was girl that whole quarter. I probably cried every day, 2 times a day, because it was just like something was frustrating me, and I was just like, I can't let this be the reason why I do not get this. Like it's just
Mhm.
so minute. I was like,
Exactly.
I'm gonna
You
handle
were
it.
determined and
Oh
whatever
my
it took. Yeah.
yes. And I took that SRE, I all of that, and they were like, "Oh, you can't take the SRE. You may or may not get your white coat because you have to take the SRE your
Boy,
first
boy,
week."
these
I
these
was like, "Y'all
doubting
don't even
Thomas is
know."
all
I
over
was
the
like, "I
damn
passed the
place.
SRE already," and what's crazy enough, the week before I was supposed to take the SRE, they let me walk with my white coat.
Where was Doubting Teresa? Was she part of that group?
She walked right with me, and craziest thing is her mom was the one. She said, "Were you the one that was pregnant? Oh my gosh, I am so proud of you. You did it." And I was like, just from her saying that, I was like, "This her mama." I said she was talking about me.
I know that's right. You
And
gonna
I was
find
like,
them,
"And you
Erica?
saw me do it too." Yes, I did, Mom. Thank you so much. Give me a hug. And she gave me a hug.
You see, they everywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, take that. Eat that.
Yeah, I said, "Oh my God!" It settled my soul knowing that her mom.
Erica,
She didn't say
Erica,
anything to me that whole day, but her mom said something to me as soon as I walked out of that building 3. I walked out. She said, "Were you the one with the baby?" I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "Wow, I am so proud of you."
that
Thank
lady
you.
saw that lady saw that energy off for you
Mm-hmm.
that even her daughter in her
Yep.
darkest moments could
Yep.
not.
Could
You
never.
know? You know,
Mm-mm.
but Doubting Teresa had to come to play her
Yep.
role so that you can get that blessing
So I
from
could
her
do it.
own mama.
Yep. And I feel like if I would have never had that fire in me, I would have never did it. But
Yeah.
like, girl, when I tell you from her saying that, it was like all I could think about was me in my white coat. I would go to sleep dreaming about me
You
walking
got that
across the
you got that
stage.
hippocampus working. You got that
Yeah, I
hippocampus
was like,
working and
I would be like, what am I
those
gonna
images.
wear
Yeah.
when I walk? I knew how I was gonna walk and everything. I knew when I was gonna stop and be like, yeah, like I knew when I was,
Mhm.
I had played it over and over and over in my head.
Now, for my people listening, I hope y'all are listening to Erica because she's just giving you every Neville Goddard law that you can possibly think of. And this is what I want people to understand the science of holding certain images in your hippocampus,
Oh
in your
God,
mind, to make whatever it is that you want happen, despite
yes.
external circumstances, i.e., Doubting Teresa.
It was right there the whole like
Moving.
I could see. I saw who was in the
Child, please.
room. I saw who was giving me
Mm,
my what. I saw who was
mm,
putting my
mm,
badge on. I
mm,
saw it
mm,
all.
mm,
And then
mm.
and then when it happened, I was just smiling even more because I was like, I did it.
This is your
Ah,
power. This is your superpower,
yes.
girl. This is just what's in you, you know?
Yep.
And that is very important. Whatever it is that you want. I don't like to use the word manifest because it's such a new agey term, but
Yeah.
whatever it is that you want to create and you want to see happen in your reality, this is the technique by holding the image in your mind. She had not been to White Coat yet, but she had the images of seeing the
Yep.
pin on her white coat, her badge on her white coat, walking down the hallway in the white coat, the ceremony of the white, every single thing before it actually. Y'all taking notes? Y'all
I-
got y'all pen because I can't make this up. This is not from me. This is Dr. Henderson's testimony.
right.
Hallelujah. Can we get an amen?
Right.
Amen in the house. Thank you, ma'am.
Amen.
Amen. Yes, ma'am. So, Erica, tell us for anyone doing what you do, and then you're now at graduation. Yes? So, you left me by my damn self, but it's okay. You're now at
Because I was like, I'm a
graduation.
phone call away if you ever need to talk.
So now you're at graduation and in the process of doing the board exams. And one thing that you had on your IG, which is so powerful, and I said, that's what made me say, I said, you know what? I have to interview Erica. You said on one of these videos that your classmates are not going to tell you whether or not they did boards. Girl, girl, that part, girl, when you said that, I was like, mm,
You know, doubting Teresa?
yeah.
I don't think she did either. But I don't
But you
know
see,
that.
the energy. You see how the energy works, Erica. You
Yeah.
see how the energy works. That's why I tell you. That's why when we were before we hit record, I said to you, "Yes, ma'am."
Mhm.
Right there. Don't come for me. You
Right.
know, because
Yep.
what you wish and what you're saying to someone, you're really
It's
calling
gonna
it
come
on
back on
yourself.
you.
Okay.
Yep. And I think we're literally in the same boat right now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's really something. That's
So,
really something. That's really something. So tell us your advice for young people, anyone. Does age matter? Whatever it is that they want to pursue, and they have the challenges, because there are a lot of young people who have children, and that is, I don't want to say a, I would like to think a pleasant hindrance to what it is that they want to. What do you think would be the stepping stone and the starting and the foundation to get to where they need to get to, despite the challenges, the everyday, because the kids are not going to go away. Okay. You can't get rid of them. So what
mm-mm.
do you do at
So my advice for that is just go back,
Yeah.
because just like me, I dropped out because of grief, and I ended up going back anyway. And then I went even further than I thought I would go after that. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like if you have an idea or a goal in mind that you know you want to achieve, you waiting to do it is just going to add more time to you getting to that goal, instead of you just going for it and just getting it out the way and getting it.
Yeah.
Like just go for it. Just start. That's all you got to do is just start. If things happen
Yeah.
along the way, who cares? Just keep going, because at the end of the day, you're not adding more time. You're going through the same timeline
This is true. This is
as
true.
if
This
you
is very
were
true.
waiting. So
Yes.
if you have things that arise, that's less time you have to worry about. As if you were to jump on it a year down the road and have these same obstacle arise, you're pushing it back even more.
Got
So
you. Got
start.
you.
So
Mm-hmm.
just start. That's my
Mm-hmm.
thing, is just start. I have women all the time. They're like, "Oh, what are you doing? You look so happy." I went to school. I'm graduated now. I don't have homework. That's why I'm so happy. Like, I have homework. I'm
Sure.
not thinking about assignments I have to turn in 2 days. Like
Yes.
I'm just cooling right now, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had to get through that phase of my life where I had homework, and
Yeah.
you just once you get through it, you're out and you can enjoy your life again. But it's
Yes.
better to do it while your kids are young, also, because they're not gonna
Yes.
remember. My
That's
kids don't
true.
remember being in school. They just see my chiropractic table right here, and they lay on it and know what time it is. Or if they see
Yeah.
somebody laying on it, they're gonna try to lay on it and get an adjustment too.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
it's
Yeah.
that's all they remember.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Great. Great. So just do it is your advice.
Just do it.
Just speed ahead. All right. Head first. Let's just
Yeah.
get
And
into it.
if you dropped out, just go back. Find out what you need to do and just go back. There's what are they gonna say? Oh, you can't get financial aid? Do one semester, take one class, pay out of pocket for that one class. It's gonna be $200 to $400. You can afford it, and just go back. And then that next quarter, that next semester, apply for financial aid again. You'll get financial aid. A lot of people think once they get qualified, you can't re-qualify for
I
financial aid.
see. Yeah.
You can always re-qualify. You just have to prove you want it.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
it. Just go
Yes.
back.
Yes. And tell me about, can you speak on having a schedule? Did you have a schedule? Did Terrence, was Terrence part of that in you giving you assistance for what?
Yeah, my baby was on the road.
Okay.
Yeah,
So it's
Terrence was on
really
the
just
road.
you.
Yep.
Girl, Erica, now I got new eyes for you. What the hell?
Well, so it was never like solely just me at home. So
Mhm.
when we moved out of my mom's house, so the first 3 months of the program, I was living with my mom. We were waiting on our house to be built in like right outside of town. And as soon as we moved in, my sister lived with us, and then right after she moved out, my mother-in-law moved in with us, and then right after she moved out, we had an auntie. Like these are all my husband's family, but they got into a bind, and then I had a great aunt, her daughter, her daughter, and then grandma's grandson. So I had four additional people, my
What?
two kids, me, and then my two dogs in a three-bedroom house for about a year. So working with all of these different personalities, my kids, making sure my house stayed in order. Like there were things that I had to learn to let go of and not
Mhm.
care about having so much control over in order to
Mhm.
save my sanity.
Gotcha.
And clean house was one of them. Um, my house was kept up, but it wasn't what it's not what it is now. Like
Mhm.
what it is now is what it should have been.
Mhm.
But having four other people in your home, or like just people coming in and out, from having friends over, is just it was a lot.
Wow.
But with them being there, I had help. So if I needed to go
That's what
do
I was just
toll,
about to say. You had some help, even though it
they
didn't
were
come
always
in a
there.
way
If I
that you really thought would have been.
store if I
Mhm.
need to run to the store for 20 minutes, I leave the kids. If I needed to go to toll for an hour because I had somebody come in or I had
Mhm.
two patients in toll, I could literally drive the 30 minutes to school, do it because you had to do it after school. So I had to figure out that time to get there. And there was a time I almost had to bring Elias with me because once my family moved out, I had like it was just me like the last 6 months of the program by myself because my husband was working on the road the entire time. So that those 6 months, I almost had to bring him to one of my finals. And I
Wow.
like really because my babysitter flaked on me the morning of. So I'm like freaking out. My brother is the only person he's in Palm Bay. So I'm like, can you get to Deltona? Like
Mhm.
I have to be at the exam in like 2 hours, and you literally have that amount of time to get here. It's an hour and 40 minutes away from where I live. So it was like,
Wow. So even up until the end, you still had challenges.
girl, every almost every week, it was ridiculous. I was crying all the time. I cried
Mhm.
all the time, every day.
Wow.
But you never see it because I always go to the bathroom. Or
Yeah.
if it
Yeah.
looked like a breakdown, like if
Yeah.
somebody came up and was like, "You look like you need a hug," I'd be like, "Nope," and then I just go to the bathroom because
Erica, I would have never known if the how many times I saw you in the courtyard.
girl, you would see me, and I as soon as I got in the building, hit the corner, go in the bathroom, cry.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm.
Yes,
And you still came out on top.
yeah,
That's what you call
I made it.
persevere. Persevere. For those of you out there, let that be inspiration for you. Wow, girl. Wow.
Yeah,
Any last minute, I'm still in awe because I remember seeing you in the
girl, there's
courtyard
more. There's
when
way
you
more.
had when you had that baby. I was just like, you had my baby. You had my baby, didn't you? And then I saw you flat stomach and you at school 2 weeks later. I'm just like, Erica,
With
what
a
you
C-section.
doing? What, girl?
That's why
And
I was walking so slow.
you
I
got
couldn't walk fast
stitches.
because of the stitches.
Of course, of course, of course, cause understandable. So, y'all, if y'all think out there think that things are not possible, please allow this conversation to be inspiration for you. And the reason why I brought Erica on is because she's dealing with motherhood, she's dealing with herself, she's dealing with practically being without her partner because he's on the other side supplying a different kind of energy for the survival of to
All
have
of
a
us.
home to come to and all of you guys. So if
Mm-hmm.
y'all think this is, please gather the inspiration from this conversation because that's all it really sounds like to me. That's all it really is. Don't give up. Do what you need to do. Put your
Yes.
head. Forget the doubting Teresas. They're gonna come. You know, they're gonna come. And now out of all of that, you have Dr. Erika Henderson at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it doesn't get better than that. So I want everyone to just take a moment, take a step back. If she did it, yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Okay. Some of you have help at home. Some of you have to just make arrangements of schedules of people and say, hey, on such and such day, can you watch such and such? And put things in place and ask and organize and strategize as to how it is that you're going to make this happen. Am I right, Erica? Because that's what you did, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yep.
you know. Any last tips before we wrap this up? Any last things you want to impart to the folks listening, to the folks watching? What do you want to impart with this kind of a journey for people who want to do something or think that it's too late?
It's never too late. And if you think you got out of it and it's going to take a bunch of effort for you to get back in, I promise it's not going to take as much as you think. Just get back into it and finish it, cuz you'll be much happier that you did and got it out of the way so you can enjoy your life that much faster. That's
Great.
basically it. Follow
Right.
my podcast, the
Yes,
Mama podcast, if you
girl,
want
and you didn't even
to
give
know
me that
more.
handle. So I will be coaching
I do.
Erica um to get her started up and running with her podcast. She has already, but I have some tips and tricks and stuff she can get and stuff that'll really help her. Everybody can see, those of you who are not listening and not watching the video, it'll be on YouTube. I am going to publish it. You can follow Erica on her Instagram, on her YouTube. She also has a Cash App that I will leave in the ticker for you. So you can send her a donation if you choose to. It's up to you, but she's appreciative of the love anyway, anyhow it comes. And we will bring her back on again because I'm schooling her on
Yes.
some things. And we enjoyed doing this. I wanted to keep it under an hour and we're into 45 minutes. And I just absolutely love that. I think that's great. So, Erica, thank you so much, girl.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
I absolutely love you. Not only are you one of the most beautiful faces I know,
Thank you.
just how you just push through. Somebody else would give up. I promise you. Being pregnant, going going through a doctorate program, somebody else would have given up. So we honor you, we lift you up.
Thank you. I
We
love you
thank
too.
you for the inspiration. And
Bethany.
yes, my love. And we will keep this going and we'll bring you back on. And we'll probably incorporate some other things that we were talking about before we hit record. And definitely you can share your views on that. For those of you listening, go back and check out my website, maliakalisi.com. There's blogs that I've written there. We have a lot of work to do this year and the years coming ahead. You can follow me on Instagram, malia.kalisi. Every social media links is going to be in the description below. You can check below and definitely follow the podcast. Comment, like, subscribe, share. You know, I'm not here for the likes and the clicks. I'm here to give information, but YouTube wants you to say this crap. Okay. Comment, like, share, subscribe, do what you need to do and we'll take it from there. So, in the meantime and in between time, folks, thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you on Erica. We love you. We will
Bye.
catch you on the next podcast, you guys. All right, bye for now. Thanks so much for being here. Thanks for your time, your energy. Be sure to check the links below. I will list Erica's links as well that you can follow her and you can really see some behind the scenes on her IG that she has posted regarding her journey and you can comment and follow her. So we look forward to joining with her again next time. Erica, thank you, my love. All
Of
right.
course.
Thank you,
Bye.
guys. See y'all soon.